Let us not dawdle, for there are grudges to settle, and new entries in the Dammer's Cron to right!
Howdy, howdy, Sudevil here, and welcome to some more quick battles. Trying to take what we've learned from our coach at Boss in our first 4 dwarf training sessions. If you haven't seen those, go watch them. 1 and 3 are on my channel. 2 and 4 are on Boss's channel. It's absolutely fantastic, and I'm learning a lot. Rubber Duck of War. Hey, I know him. Hey, 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 hey. So, hey, hey. How's it going? Been watching your videos. Yeah. Of course. I think Rubber Duck of War also is a YouTuber. So, bring whoever. Love your channel. All right, so we'll get there. Oh, and we've got another Norscan battle. Okay. And this is wide open. It's like a wide open map with a hill in the middle, and we know. Sweet. All right, that'll be fun to listen to Rubber Duck of War cast this as well. We know this build has been performing pretty good. We had a good game against Marisha with it. We'll see what a Rubber Duck of War brings. And I know that I think Rubber Duck of War is running a tournament. So if you haven't gone to his channel, go to his channel, subscribe. And I think Aurora Boss was actually going to play in a Rubber Duck of War's tournament, I think. And so, anyways, we'll see. We'll see. Looking forward to it. So we got here. Yeah, we know this build. This is now, I think, the 3rd game we've played with this build. I feel like I feel pretty confident with it. Doesn't mean it's unbeatable. Could definitely be crushed. But it feels way better than my old builds did. And definitely we have the tools to compete, I think, even though there's probably changes that can be made to make it better, obviously. But yeah, this little combination of bolt thrower and gyrocopter has been awesome. Ready when you are. Alrighty. So he's probably just putting his army together. Hopefully it'll be interesting. And knowing a Rubber Duck of War, who knows? Should be fun. And you know, we're looking for Wolfric is sort of I think the meta pick. Wolfric on a chariot. Though Throg we've seen as well. I think Wolfric is a little bit tougher, but Wolfric has to be careful for that little trap we can lay with the Runesmith and the Rune Lord. We know we've done that a few times. Save. Alright. Start battle. Okay. We do want to watch what his caster is and see what his whole army is. Hopefully we can sort of get in there early and get some early harass. He might have, you know, some javelin chuckers, or I don't know what they're called for this faction, but they do have, and could have a wolf. Who knows? Okay, so I definitely want to be out to the side. Okay, we want this sort of out like that. And yeah, that puts us, yeah, that's fine. Can actually move a little bit closer. Okay, and we'll have these guys out
They have
front,
wronged us!
like this.
Be it ready! Down!
Okay, and we'll get these three
Hands of
grouped,
power!
sort of in the back, and enough like that. You guys,
For the ancestor
you
gods!
can be grouped.
The rune's claw!
You three
Slay us!
be grouped in the back.
Slay us!
You back. You,
Longbeard!
you two group,
The clans
and you
unite!
guys group, and we'll get these guys
Miners!
like this. And you group. I want you sit just behind here, and you.
We demand blood!
Okay, behind,
Miners!
and you sort of behind.
Longbeards!
So we do have
This is a
that
reckoning!
really heavy back line with the Slayers, and we'll get our gyrocopter up. Let's rock. All right. Okay, so we gotta identify them. Okay, we've got Norscan Warhounds there. We have Ice Wolves, Marauders with great weapons, chevroned up. Marauders with great weapons, chevroned up.
Nothing
Okay.
can stop us!
Warhounds are not going to be much of a worry. We got Famir, Marauder Hunters.
Shocks
These
away!
guys got weapons. Okay, Wolfric the Wanderer.
Move!
And he's going to bring his hunters over here. You know, to try and get some shots in. And we'll just try and get him
Range
going.
far, range fast!
He definitely
Off we go.
does want to bring his hunters over here. So we got there.
Understood, Lord! Yes! Yes! Move now!
The Norscan Ice Wolves.
Charge!
We'll just keep
Aye.
shooting. He has, what, Marauder Hunters, Marauders great weapons. He does have a Sorcerer of Metal. Is that Wolfric? It is Wolfric. So Sorcerer of Metal probably has Final Transmutation. Transmutation of Lead, Final Transmutation, yep. So we'll get this going here.
Longbeards!
Okay, you Marauder Horsemen with Throwing Axes. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do you.
Battle ready! No faffing about!
You.
It is an order! Will do! Killers! Strike out!
So he's going to have a hard time getting away.
Barracks
And I
ready!
do want to go after this, I guess.
On it!
Really
Pick your targets
there we
well!
go and get him off the battlefield.
Let the vengeance
Slayers.
begin! Charge!
Okay, we get him here.
Plow through!
Okay, you
Defiant
up a
and
little bit.
outbound.
I want you. Shoot at Wolfric, please.
Gyrocopter! Move!
Back here, Marauders great weapons.
Kazook! Move now!
You, Marauders great
Shoot.
weapons.
Plow through! Like a shot!
But you, like this.
Strike out! Nothing can stop us!
You,
Slay us! Kazook! Attack!
okay,
Shoot the watters! Kazook!
okay. All right.
Artillery ready!
Let's get onto
Yes,
Hunters, I
Lord.
guess. Get you
Good
three
Lord.
onto Wolfric the Wanderer.
Strike the runes! Aye, as you command!
And up here,
Go!
Final Transmutation's coming down.
Vengeance!
Okay.
Show us the target, Lord!
Marauder Horsemen, we're
dead
gonna get a
I'll
little bit
get
better
'em.
target. I think I want to
On!
go here.
Longbeard!
Giant Slayers.
They have
You back
wronged
here.
us!
You guys fighting in here.
All right.
Champions.
Miners! Yes!
Okay, and we got you.
Kill Urks!
Let's just make Wolfric the Wanderer. No, I think he's Marauder champion.
Aye!
And you'll get some more Marauder champions.
The runes are cast!
Okay,
It'll
and we'll
get
get
done!
Wolfric the Wanderer.
Slayers! Kill hooks!
Okay, we'll go here.
Go!
This is going to take
Longbeards! Pull
you
out!
back here.
Range far! Range fast!
Here, back here.
We are relentless!
You here.
Stuck! Very well! Vengeance!
Where's Wolfric?
Take them down! Kill the off splitters!
We need you guys
Vengeance!
right
Slayers! Nothing can stop us!
here. Okay. He is definitely,
Gyrocopter!
where's Wolfric? Okay.
Kill them all in beard reach! Master of Runecraft!
Hey, what are these? Giant Slayers? I want you out. Back here.
Kill Baron! All!
Okay, I want you.
Select
to the
target.
here.
They
Okay,
have
you got those
wronged
guys.
us!
He's got his. Okay, I
Charge!
want you.
Attack the Orcs!
Okay, I want you to
Slayers! Nothing
Inside.
can stop us!
Okay,
Bring them!
okay, I want you
The
guys.
clans
I want you right here.
unite! Charge!
Stay back. Okay.
On the way!
I'm there to help.
Fight! We demand
Okay.
blood! Slayers!
Go get him.
Right.
So can we stop him? Wolfric.
That'll do!
Try and make him slow.
It is a reckoning!
Okay. I want you to go get
Slayers!
Wolfric.
Kazook!
I want you to shoot Wolfric,
Yes,
so we should be able to nail him here
Lord.
pretty good.
Slay them!
You got him.
Kill them! Vengeance!
Okay, good.
Yes, yes!
Okay.
Move now! Kill Orcs!
Okay.
I know! Hammer them!
Yeah, I want you going in here.
Move to
I want
attack!
you shooting right here.
Kazook!
Actually, I want you going this way.
Strike out!
Shoot there. This is good.
They have wronged us!
Alright.
Gyrocopter!
That. And we go here now.
Scuff!
Should be able to get you
With a cutter's ankle!
back. Okay, good game. Alright. Save replay versus Rubber Duck. Versus Rubber Duck. Alright. In battle. So I was probably a little close to the white line. I didn't really look how far it was. He didn't have a whole lot of room to move around my left side. It wasn't intentional. I do just like going off to the side there. We got 14, 26, 15 with the Thane, Runesmith, and Runelord. 14, 25, and 5. Now he didn't have. Well, he had the Marauders with great weapons, so that was not a bad target. And well, we were shooting at these guys. I don't know if that's the best target with our gyrocopter, but I didn't want to get in range for his Marauders with throwing axes, 'cause that would have been bad. And he did have some Marauder Hunters as well. But 95, 23, 55, the Longbeards, they held very nicely. 31 and 5 with the Longbeards with great weapons. And of course, the Giant Slayers are awesome in the back, 70 and 32. 46 with the Gyrocopter, Brimstone Guns, and Dragback Slayers didn't get that involved, but 29. And my Bolt Thrower got 53. I was shooting these Horsemen quite a bit. Of course, Wolfric is who you expect. He wasn't on a chariot, though. We were able to catch him at the very end, because Rubber Duck was keeping him out of the battle. There in the Shaman Sorcerer, obviously Final Transmutation, he got some kills. Marauders 14, 35, 80, 48, 4, and 17, and Marauder Champions 13. That's probably who I should have focused on had I seen them. I was focusing on the guy with the chevrons. And the Marauder Hunters 26 and 24. These throwing axes 12 and 19. Obviously Norsca Warhounds 1 and 1. I was able. That was really close to the white line. So though, if you watch this Rubber Duck, that wasn't intentional. That's why I would just try to put myself next to the end of the group. I should have brought myself forward a little bit, but I didn't notice that I was so tight until you were over there. Anyways, again, this build has been really strong. We had a fight against Warisha, and who has won one of Turn's tournaments, mini tournaments, and is in the final 8. So I feel like this build is pretty solid all around. Again, could be improved, but with the gyrocopter, we were able to I wonder where his Marauder horsemen were. I don't got to go and look because they just sort of showed up on my flank and I never even noticed them there. So they were just there killing me, and then I sort of trapped them. I multi-ruined of Wrath and ruined them, and then caught them and then got them off. Now maybe that wasn't the best use, but that's it is what it is. It was early, and I was able to get one unit off early by focusing them down. So that did work out, but yeah, the build has been good. I am happy with it. It just keeps performing really well, and it isn't pleasant to get into my back line because all I have is a bolt thrower there. Right, that's all that's sitting back there. And you got 2 chevrons. This bolt thrower, but my Giant Slayer's got 2 chevrons. So all I have is a bolt thrower back there. So what are you going in the back line for? 3 groups of Slayers? It's really unpleasant. So the Norscan Warhounds, I think, are small, and the Ice Wolves might be large. I'm not sure. I'd have to go look at that. But anyways, a good game, great fun. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I always ask for comments because I love them so much, and I think I'm continually focusing on my lessons from Aurora Boss and the training that he's been giving me, and I feel like I am improving. The game is slowing down for me. I made a few misses on that game, meaning I didn't see the Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes at my side until they were hitting me, but I think I got my blasting charges on mostly the right targets, and when Wolfric did come in, I was able to see that and use the resources I had to really get after him, and we were able to kind of manage our back line, though I'll say I was still a little too close to the white line. I think I should have been a little further away, but it is what it is. We did have room behind us, I think. So anyways, love to hear from you, and with that said, I will see you soon.